Well, well, here we are. I want to congratulate you for being on time. Yo, what movie is that from? I don't know if I'm going to continue doing these intros like that, guys. I'm an old movies comedy fan. That's what I like. If you like that, drop it down in the comments. Guess that movie. Today we're going to be doing a little bit something different on the channel. We're going to be reviewing a video on are men having a midlife crisis, why they are, what the answer is. I have listened to this video already, guys, and I don't want to just do like reaction content. I'm hoping that we can analyze, again, as I mentioned in a previous video, kind of the cultural zeitgeist that's happening in our country and around the world. Many people are confused. Young people are very confused. We're all sort of jaded with, today's politics and everything kind of happening in the world. And this guy, Bo Refek, is his channel. I will leave it down in the comments. I've seen some of his stuff. I like some of his stuff, guys. So this video, I go kind of hard. There's a lot in this video that I don't like at all. The perspective is just totally off, in my opinion. The prescriptions are not correct, in my opinion, many of them. But this guy has a lot of good stuff. I don't know if I would consider him red pill. He definitely leans, conservative, masculinity. I don't think he's married. I don't think he has children, and he's my age. He'll mention here he's 35. And I think he also has another channel, Legion of Men. So I'll leave the info. I'll leave this video down in the description. You guys can check it out. No ill will against this guy. Like I said, some of his stuff I really enjoy. He's got a good sense of humor. He articulates himself very well. The first time I listened to this video, I thought he was getting, I thought he was just reading from Chat GPT or something, because some of the stuff in his videos, he seems to kind of repeat the same point in a different way. I know I've seen a lot of YouTube content out there that, people are reading from scripts, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm using Chat GPT for like hashtag stuff in the description, right? I'm trying to gain traction here, but so that's the future, guys. We're competing with robots, AI, Chat GPT, all these things. Everybody's using it. So again, we'll just review this together. It's kind of a longer video, 18 minutes. I may cut some parts out because, again, he kind of seems to say the same things a couple times in different roundabout ways. But let's get into it, guys. The title is Why Men Have a Midlife Crisis, and I'm hoping the volume's okay, guys.
Welcome back, tribe. Today's episode
the volumes,
is focused on
the volume levels
crisis.
on my OBS.
We're covering one on the main channel, which
is
was
showing
a guy
pretty
much talking about how he'd been through years of the grind, years and years waking up doing the same thing over and over again until, honestly, you find out like, hey, 10, 20 years have passed. Who am I? What's happening with my life? The quiet desperation that so many guys are living under. And
so as we listen to this, I want you to kind of hold this perspective of how did this man get to this point, right? These situations that Bo is going to be describing over and over. We don't just magically end up in these places, right? If we want to be realistic and say, hey, I kind of woke up one day and realized I haven't, done what I wanted to do or what have you. But you will see and hear a lot of this is kind of, I just magically woke up and I was here and why am I here? The perspective is just, it's like we haven't made our own choices to get where we are. Okay. I was forced here. I didn't get here on my own free will is kind of the perspective. And I don't think that's very true to society. I mean, we all have free will and we make choices, right? We need to own up on them. And so just kind of keep that in mind, guys, the perspective, really listen to the words that he's using, kind of how he's describing these things. Okay.
I just wanted to spell it out for you. As you get older, I'm in my mid 30s now, 35, and the conversation actually changes, believe it or not. As you get older, it's not the same when you're in your 20s, Death hits different when you're pushing 40. Not the abstract concept you brushed off in your 20s, but the cold reality that slaps you across the face when you're standing at your parents' funeral or, when the first health scare knocks on your door. Suddenly,
he uses some colorful language, guys. I'll try to, just as a heads up, if you have kids around or something, there's quite a bit of colorful language. I'll try I'll try to mute it out and edit, post edit or whatever. So, but just a heads up. And also, guys, like, you know, what kind of, a lot of what he says, again, he, you know, the red pill right wing space, right? Their descriptors are usually correct, right? The facts and everything that they present are usually pretty spot on. It's their prescriptors. What are they prescribing to be done is what we need to question and kind of look at and analyze. So, you know, right off the bat here, he's talking about as you get older, more, you know, we're looking at, you start to think about mortality, right? When you're a teenager, 16, 17, 18, 19, early 20s, you know, the world is your oyster, right? You're not thinking about death usually. So again, there will be a lot of truth in this video, but we need to kind of sift through some of the prescriptions, and then again, kind of questioning the perspective. How did we get here, right?
You're staring at your ceiling and it's 3 a.m. You're calculating how many summers you got left, wondering why your back hurts from just sleeping wrong, and then you realize somehow 2 decades of your adult life vanished while you're busy being everything to everyone except yourself, you know. And this isn't just about buying a Porsche or chasing some 25-year-old Instagram model. You know, those are the sitcom versions. The reality cuts deeper, dude. When you wake up one morning and you realize you spent your entire fucking life being the good son, the reliable employee, the stable husband, and the present father. You're checking every box society handed to you, played every role assigned to you, and somewhere along the way, you lost the script to your own story.
So again, guys, the narrative already is being laid out, right? The expectations that society put on you. Did we make any choices along the way, right? You know, it's kind of already been laid out, right? You kind of just magically end up in this place. No, I don't think that's how it works. And if we go back to that description, right? The perfect man, are any of us what he just described in reality? I don't know. You know, is he kind of hyping it up for, you know, again, to kind of lay this narrative and really strengthen this point here? Yeah, I don't know.
You did everything right. Straight A's in school because mom and dad expected it. Practical degree because that's what responsible people do. The safe career path. And you got the marriage, the mortgage, the minivan. You got the whole template for the successful life. You became the guy everyone relies on. The one who shows up early, the one who stays late, the one who coaches the little league weekends and still makes it to every recital. You're the responsible one, the dependable one, the fucking adult in the room. Then one day you're sitting in traffic, the same route you've driven for 15 years, and it hits you. When was the last time you did something because you wanted to? Not
when was the last time you did something because you wanted to? So again, you've made this whole life. You didn't want any of that. You didn't make choices that led to this that led to this place. And guys, there are people that would kill to have the life that he is describing. There's many men that regret, you know, I have a 17-year-old daughter, and there's a lot of things I regret not doing with her, you know, sports, things, you know, a lot of things. There's a lot of people in this world that would kill to be in the position that he's painting as some slave, you know, slave position, you know, woe is me. Yeah,
because it was expected, not because it was responsible, but because it lit a fire in your soul. You can't remember. That's when the panic sets in.
Your family doesn't give you a fire in your soul, you know, the career that you chose. I get that we all make mistakes, guys, in our lives, and a lot of things can feel kind of drudgery or, you know, mundane, and right, driving the same road to work every single day. Yeah, okay, I get it, right? And the background, guys, he's walking around on the beach in Thailand or something, right? So it really kind of puts you in this selfish mode, and that's kind of the prescription at the end, guys, is live for yourself, not in a selfish way. It's a weird, you know, there are truths to what he's saying. You know, you want to have you time, but you can balance both here.
Not the heart racing, sweat dripping kind, the quiet kind that sits in your chest like a stone, and it whispers that you spent decades building a life that looks perfect on paper, but it feels empty in practice. Society calls this the midlife crisis, like it's some temporary malfunction, a glitch in the matrix that'll sort itself out if you just keep grinding. But this isn't a...
So he said society calls it a midlife crisis. Weren't we just complaining about society putting its expectations on us before? Why are we listening to what they have to say now?
Crisis. It's an awakening. It's a brutal recognition that you've been running a marathon with no finish line. You're collecting these trophies that mean nothing to you. living a life designed by a committee.
Things that mean nothing to you, right? Again, designed by some committee. Again, it's kind of like a narrative that you just magically showed up at this place. We didn't make any choices to get here. There's a part coming up, guys, that's just brutal. We may not watch this whole thing, guys. I know I'm already kind of rambling and everything, so I'll edit some parts out and kind of get to the good stuff. Like I said, he kind of reiterates a lot of things just in different ways.
You start to notice it in other men too. The distant look in their eyes during the meetings, the way they linger a bit too long in their car after work, how they talk about their teenager's college fund while their hands are gripping that beer super tight. They're all feeling it, man. This slow burning realization that they've mastered the art of delayed gratification so completely that gratification isn't even on the menu anymore. It's like you're playing a video game, grinding through levels, accumulating achievements, only to realize that you never actually enjoyed playing. You got really good at it, like really fucking good. So good that everyone expects you to keep playing, to keep leveling up, to keep achieving, and now you're too invested, too deep in the game to just walk away. You got the high scores to maintain, NPCs depending on you, a whole universe of expectations you built around.
NPCs depending on you, guys. Your family, your coworkers, your friends. These people are NPCs. Like, again, I don't want to go super hard on this guy right there. I do like a lot of his stuff. This video, right? Again, he's very well articulate. He articulates himself very well. I don't know if he got this from, I don't know if he got this script somewhere, but who describes their family, friends, coworkers as just NPCs that depend on you? If you're not a gamer, an NPC is a non-player character. It's like if you play a video game, it's like one of the characters on the screen that's not like a real person. It's just a computer programmed character. So that's a pretty rough statement, right? So young men, right? If you're listening to this video, if you don't want to have a family and commitment, right? Very soon here, he's going to talk about sacrificing. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But a lot of what we're going to look at on this channel, guys, is marriage today, divorce today, relationships. And unfortunately, I come from a broken family. I know many of my friends, people my age, possibly this guy, we're the same age, come from broken families. And some person's bad choice ruins a family, and then when families split up, then people say they wasted 20 years. This is what this guy's saying, right? 20 years are gone of my life. And it's like, again, young people really just think about what you want in life, pursue what you want, take ownership of your actions, and then let the chips land where they may, right? Don't ruin a whole family, a life that you made with a family for this selfish, midlife crisis, I guess. Please don't. Just truly think about what you want. When you're younger, move a little bit slower in life. Think about the choices that you're making. Because if what he's drawing out here scares you, then take your time. Have friendships. But some of you want what he's describing. Again, family, solid career. He's going to bring up things that men want to do on their own and working on me. You can do those things while having a family, guys. It doesn't have to be either or here, okay? I'm not saying we can have our cake and eat it too, but we need a healthy balance here of ourselves and then our responsibilities.
Around the guy who never fails. Your own needs, they got filed away in a folder labeled someday, but buried under mortgage payments, college savings plans, and an endless list of responsibilities that comes with being the guy everyone counts on. You've become so practiced at putting yourself last that it feels like second nature. No, in reality, it feels like your only nature. Because the real trap isn't the crisis itself. It's the decades of conditioning that made it inevitable. From the moment you were old enough to understand responsibility, you've been trained to measure your worth by how well you serve others. Every time you swallowed your own desires for the greater good, you weren't being noble, you were digging a hole deeper, adding another brick to the wall between who you are and who you want to be.
So men are made to provide, protect, sacrifice. We're not gods. We're not God. And the universe doesn't revolve around us. If you want to live that way, again, you're your own free will. But again, let's please think about these things, move into life a little bit slower and look around you. And also think about your own family. Again, coming from a broken family, you can see a lot of these things really well. I'm the oldest of 3. I have 2 siblings, and our family was absolutely destroyed by my parents' divorce. And I think, my parents don't regret having us or taking care of us, right? It was my stepdad that raised us, but I don't think either one of them would regret. Now, it's easy to kind of get in that place of what did I just spend the past 20 years doing, right? My stepdad and I had a falling out. We don't even talk anymore. And so, but had my parents stayed together, like our family, we had a super happy, I don't want to say super happy family. We had our issues, and then obviously that led to divorce, but we had a very good family. I love my siblings dearly, and both my parents as well. And, had they not gotten divorced, we were the dream kind of white picket fence American dream. We were building that. Equity, vehicles, retirements, and divorce shatters all that. And so this midlife crisis, it's like I've seen lives get shattered from picking yourself over your family, basically. So again, young people, if you want to take that route, hey, be my guest. Just don't take on these responsibilities and duties that you do owe, that you do have to sacrifice for if you make certain decisions. Okay, yeah, you want to go live alone in Thailand like this guy and live it up on the beach? Okay, go ahead. Don't ditch out on your responsibilities and duties that you got from the choices that you made to live for yourself, man.
When it finally breaks loose, it looks ridiculous from the outside. Middle-aged dude suddenly dressing like he's going to Coachella getting tribal tattoos, or dropping half his savings on a car that screams, "I'm still young." Everyone points and laughs, shares memes about men and their midlife crisis like it's some cosmic joke, but they're missing the fucking point entirely. You know why these crises look so damn immature? Because that's exactly what they are. Decades of suppressed desires exploding out like a champagne bottle that's been shaking for 20 years. When you've spent your entire adult life being mature, responsible, and measured, you don't suddenly develop new wants. You revert to the last time you actually allowed yourself to want anything freely. For most guys, that's somewhere around age 15. Think about it. That sports car you're eyeing, it's probably the same poster you had on your wall in high school. The sudden urge to learn guitar, it's not about becoming the next Eddie Van Halen. It's about reconnecting with a version of yourself that believed anything was possible. The younger woman showing you attention, she makes you feel like the varsity athlete you were before responsibility became your middle name. Most guys hit pause on their personal development the moment they step into their provider role.
But you don't have to, right? And all those things he listed, you can have while working and having a family. And it's not either or. And it just seems like a very, very selfish view. If you have a family, if you don't, right, and you have young women chasing you or what have you, hey, go right on ahead, but when you make choices, when you make vows, men need to stick to them. Again, guys, I think the zeitgeist around us is telling us these things. Our flesh and our desires, they don't want that sometimes, right? We want to be the center of the universe. We want to be our own gods. I get it. I've been there. Trust me. A lot of this video, guys, I know we're already at 20 some minutes, so I may just cut out. Maybe we'll just skip to the end here and see what he has kind of for prescriptions. But yeah, a lot of the video, you guys can finish it. I'll leave it down in the description, guys. But a lot of it's kind of the same. You're sacrificing over and over, and for what you put your needs on pause. Again, younger people kind of think about what you want. Think about what your needs are. He doesn't really specify what the needs are, right? You've been slaving away for your family and for your work, and you haven't, your needs aren't being met. They were put on pause at 15. It's like, okay, did we get put in this enslavement camp, by society, right? I guess. Yeah, we'll kind of skip ahead. I'll edit to the end here, and then we'll reconvene. All right, we'll pick up right here a little bit in the middle.
Delayed gratification is supposed to be a virtue, right? That's what every guru on YouTube keeps preaching. Work hard now, enjoy later. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Stack paper, level up, grind until you make it. It's solid advice until you realize later keeps getting pushed back like a deadline you'll never meet. You become the guy who's always saying, after this project, once the kids are in college, when things settle down. Meanwhile, life's moving at light speed, dude. Those passion projects collect dust. Those dreams get filed under maybe someday. And that bucket list becomes more like a it list. You're living like tomorrow has unlimited inventory, but you're shopping with expired credit. Like being a designated driver every single time. Sure, you're.
So again, guys, I don't think it has to. It does. I don't think it has to be like this, right? You're on autopilot for all these years while the kids go to school and your projects are set on hold, right? My daughter goes to school with this guy in her grade. Him and his dad every weekend are working on project cars. I mean, his dad does it for a business, restoring old cars, but his kid's got a Volkswagen GTI all souped up, but he's teaching them the ropes. He's showing them what to do, and they're working together on his car every weekend. Like the perspective in the picture drawn, guys, I don't know how realistic it is. And we can look out at society and claim, we have all these divorced men and unfortunately, guys, the comment section on this video is tons and tons of dudes saying this, saying this. And it's just like, are we going to take responsibility for our own actions at all, ever?
Being responsible, keeping everyone safe, doing the right thing. But after 20 years of watching everyone also enjoy the party while you stay sober, you start wondering if you'll ever get time to cut loose.
20 years watching everybody party while you're sober. Like, how does this paint out in reality? Like, for real, these obscure sayings and whatnot, guys. It's just.
Spoiler alert. Nobody's lining up to take your shift. This isn't some philosophical debate about work-life balance. This is about the raw mathematics of time and energy. You've got a finite amount of both, but society's got an infinite list of demands. Your boss wants more hours. Your wife wants more attention. Your kids want more involvement. Your parents want more visits. Your community wants more volunteering. Nobody's asking what you want.
Have you told anyone what you want? Have you put it out there? You get to pick and choose which time frames you fulfill for society's needs. That whole list that he just put out, right? Do we have no say in what we do, where we go?
Because you stopped asking that question yourself a long time ago. You mastered the art of Excel spreadsheet life. Everything's scheduled, budgeted, planned. You can calculate compound interest in your sleep, but you forgot how to compound your joy. Your retirement account is growing fat, while your soul's been on a steady diet of maybe next time. Remember the scene in Fight Club where Tyler Durden's talking about how we buy the we don't need with money we don't have to impress the people we don't like? That's amateur hour compared to what responsible men do. We sacrifice who we are for roles we didn't choose to meet expectations we didn't set.
Roles we didn't choose. Father, husband, worker is biblical, guys. You can't eat if you don't work. I mean, I know we want this lifestyle of nobody has to work. I never want to work. Everything is a human right.
To live for lives we don't actually want. The real mindfuck. You get rewarded for this behavior. Every time you put yourself last, society pats you on the back. Such a good provider. What a dedicated father. Employee of the month. They're giving you gold stars for slowly erasing yourself. And like a good boy, you keep chasing the stars right into your own personal black hole, man. You know that thing about putting your own oxygen mask on before helping others? Yeah, nobody's teaching men how to do that. Instead, we taught that needing oxygen at all is some kind of moral failure. Real men don't need to breathe, apparently. Real men just give and give and give until there's nothing left to give. Then find a way to give some more. You see, being selfish isn't the enemy. It's the antidote. Not the
Selfishness is the antidote, he says. And again, guys, it's hard, right? Like, there's these truths that are like woven in here in this narrative that, provider, protector, employee of the month. I mean, there's something to be said about being a good, loyal worker, a dependable worker, being a good father, a present father, right? A stable husband, a protector, provider. These aren't just gold stars, gold stars and demerits, right? Jack Black. These are virtues from fulfilling duties that are God-given. And again, if you don't want to go down this path, you make choices to, travel the world. If you're a young 20-year-old man, you're freaked out by what he's saying, go travel, work and travel. I have a guy in my unit yawned. He's 24 years old. He's working lives at home, saving up money. He's helping his parents out. He can travel. He's unsure about what he wants in his future, and that's fine. Take your time. Don't take too much time. The biological clock is real, especially more so for women. But this or that mentality, guys, this isn't going to be helpful for society.
Destructive kind that ruins lives, but the healthy kind that preserves them. The kind that says, I matter too. The kind that understands putting yourself first sometimes isn't.
So he says not the selfish kind that's destructive, but the selfish kind that's healthy, that puts yourself first, right? You're fulfilling your own needs. And it's just like, yeah, you can do those things too. And part of fulfilling the duties that you're given does bring satisfaction, fulfillment, joy that he was talking about. Again, guys, I don't mean to go so hard on this video. And there's a lot of people that, leave your thoughts down below, guys. I know probably a lot of people don't agree with me. Like I said, there's a ton of comments in these videos. There's a ton of videos on YouTube of 50-year-olds who are celebrating their divorce. They live alone now. They're so happy and with their dogs and cats. And it's just like, again, coming from a broken family, guys, I feel for the children. I feel for people that are my age that have gone through it. I don't know that society has really answered this issue, or it's taboo or something to talk about. I don't know, but we all just get to be selfish, and the parents, right, irreconcilable differences or what have you. It's you leave a path of destruction behind you, and I'm sorry to project in this moment, but as a product of divorce, leave your comments down below. We'll skip to the end here, guys. I know this is a long video. Okay, we'll continue here. There's 2 minutes left. I'll try not to cut in so much.
It's the foundation that makes everything else possible. You spent years, dude, being the guy who makes things happen for everyone else. The one who shows up, who follows through, who handles his business. Now it's time to apply that same dedication to your own life. To treat your happiness with the same seriousness you treat your other responsibilities. To be reliable to yourself as you've been to everyone else. Period. Some people in your life won't get it. That's fine. They'll call it selfish, call it a phase, try to shame you back to your old patterns. Remember this. Nobody who benefits from your sacrifice is qualified to judge your liberation from it. The same people who will criticize you for buying the motorcycle won't think twice about asking you to co-sign their loan.
So there's parts that I agree with, guys, right? If you are in a situation and you are unhappy, say you're a family man, right? And you're unhappy, like he's describing here. Your liberation doesn't have to be you go out, you leave to Thailand on your own and pursue yourself. Talk to your family, talk to your wife, and figure out a plan, or plan out some dates. Some things he talked about earlier: riding motorcycle, playing guitar. You can do all these things. You can do all these things while being this societal slave, as he kind of described in this movie. I understand what he's saying, right? We can get in this real mundane Autobot kind of lifestyle, whatever. And maybe you have put off things that you've wanted to try. Again, talk to your family and figure it out. If you're alone, go try these things. But if you're a family man, your liberation shouldn't be the destruction of all the people around you, the NPCs that depend on you.
The midlife crisis isn't a disease. It's just a symptom. The disease is a lifetime of suppressing your own desires and your own identity in service of external expectations. The cure isn't a sports car or a younger girlfriend or a radical career change. The cure is learning to value yourself as much as you value everyone else's opinion of you. You don't need permission to want more from life than just being useful to others. You don't need to justify taking space in your own existence. You don't need to explain why you're finally choosing to be the main character in your own story. The path forward isn't about blowing up your life. It's about reclaiming it, piece by piece, day by day. Understanding that being selfish isn't just an option, it's like a necessity. Just like they tell you on airplanes, secure your own oxygen first. Because if you pass out from lack of oxygen, you won't be able to help anyone else anyway. It's time to start breathing again. And that's the message I want to leave men at the end of this video. Hopefully it resonates with a bunch of you. I think too many of us are being caught in this trap, not realizing that if you don't put yourself first, you're going to end up regretting it, and it will end up destroying everything you've ever built. The foundation starts with you, and you must maintain that at all costs. Anyways, appreciate you guys for tuning in as usual.
So, yeah, guys, I mean, I know in my life and in family members' lives that I've seen, when we put only ourselves first, I get what he's saying, right? Like, you can't take care of your family if you're hurt. You know, there's extreme sports that I want to try, right? And, you know, my wife cautions me like, hey, if you break your leg, you can't work and provide for the family anymore. So I understand some of what he's saying about keeping yourself healthy and happy, joyful. But again, I don't think it's if you're putting yourself first and foremost above everything else at the detriment to people around you that you love, that you care for, not NPCs, then that's not the right answer. But if you have wants that you can fit in, again, guys, some of these things that he listed off, man, you can definitely do. You can do these things on the weekend. You can ride motorcycles on the weekend. You can play guitar on the weekends. Yeah, heck, you can do it during the week. It don't take nothing to pick up a guitar from a garage sale and start strumming on it every day of the week. I mean, I like a lot of this guy's stuff, you know, so you check out his channel. I'll leave it down below, guys. I go kind of hard in this one. Maybe I'm projecting a lot. Leave it down in the comments, guys. I come from divorce. There was a lot of selfishness involved in that kind of separation. And I'm the oldest of three. And our kind of foundation in life was our parents' marriage. And when that fell through, my siblings are still struggling. And I'm 35 and I'm still working through figuring out how to be a godly husband, a godly father. And I'm nowhere near fulfilling fully what God commands of us to fulfill those roles. And I've definitely made my own mistakes and put myself first, right? As Bo is kind of telling us here. And don't get me wrong, guys. I you know, he did say, you know, don't be selfish to the point of self-destruction or the destructive kind, but it's listening to this video, right? And the narrative that's kind of drawn, it's kind of hard you need to be really kind of balanced, I guess. And think about your wants, think about your needs, right? Some of the stuff in this video, he just leaves real vague. Your needs haven't been met for 20 years. I mean, you know, men are pretty simple creatures, right? So anyways, guys, leave your thoughts down below. If you're still here at 40, whatever minutes, 30 minutes, I'll try to cut some of this out, but if you're still here, man, thank you. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think of these type of videos. I kind of I don't want it just to be like a react video. Let's analyze kind of these different ideas that are floating around in our culture. And if we can help even one person, that's the goal of this channel. If it's entertaining to one person or it can help one person, then we've achieved our goal. So with that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again for sticking around till the end. Hey, I hope you have a blessed week, a blessed weekend. Happy 4th of July, and God bless you.